This is the Doctor, President-elect of the High Council of Time Lords.
I am definitely a madman with a box.
Anyone for jelly, baby?
I'm the Doctor. I'm 904 years old. I'm from the planet Gallifrey in the constellation of Castabras.
Hey, you fans, welcome to the Big Blue Box podcast. My name's Gary.
My name's Adam.
And this is episode 49. We're almost at 50.
Yeah, so close.
Almost there. So have you guys had a cracking week? Have you been, buddy? You okay?
Yes, I'm good. Yeah, I'm not too bad. I was for the benefit of our listeners, we're on the third take of doing the intro, and it was nearly a fourth take because right as the music kicked off there, I was about to sneeze. I was thinking, no, don't. So yeah, but otherwise I'm good. Yeah, bit of hay fever, but I'm good.
Cool. So loads happening around Comic-Con at the moment.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
As Doctor Who heads back to San Diego for Comic-Con. I've seen loads and loads of tweets and videos and all sorts of stuff that people have posted already who are out there. So I think it's too much to cover in our news section. Maybe we'll do a roundup next week or the week after or something. But mainly focused around all the Lego stuff.
Yeah.
Which looks very cool.
There's a big buzz about that.
Yeah. And I thought Capaldi...
my uncle's out there at the minute. I've been hoping that he's actually there. I'm very jealous. I told him to message me when he was in the merchandise stall so he can pick me up some stuff, but I haven't heard from him.
Oh,
so
cool.
Probably because he knows he'll end up spending about $1,000 if he messages me.
Yeah, plus the shipping charge back over to you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, he'll be back here in a couple of weeks. He's just gone out there on holiday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I said, right, I've got a massive list for you.
I want Pop Funkos, I want comics, I want T-shirts.
I want all the exclusives.
The whole lot, yeah.
Yeah,
there's this place that I've ordered some comics from in the past. It's a comic book shop. I can't remember exactly where they're based. It's called A Place in Space.
Oh, I like the name.
Yeah, it's cool. And they've already got loads of the San Diego exclusive stuff up on their eBay store.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's a few cool covers of the 12th Doctor comics.
Oh, sweet.
Which look very, very cool. I'm always amazed how places get this stuff up and available so quickly, because it's only been going for, I think it's a day.
Yeah.
To Comic-Con, really.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Which
is what sort of prices? Silly prices or reasonable?
Pretty good. I think they were 15 quid.
Ah, so not too bad.
So, not too bad for exclusives.
Mm-hmm. Were you going to say about Jenna and Peter being there?
Yes, all those guys are there for, I think they're doing a panel and some other stuff there. But in reference to the Lego Dimensions game, which we'll come on to in the news, I thought it was just Capaldi involved, but apparently Jenna Coleman's voiced her character for it, and Michelle Gomez as well.
Oh, right,
okay. Stuff. So that was very, very cool.
Yeah.
So loads of stuff come out of Comic-Con, just loads of people. There's like thousands of images already. If you just do a Twitter search or an Instagram search for Comic-Con 2015 and couple it with Doctor Who or something, there's just loads and loads. It's very cool.
Yes, I'd love to be there. Do they normally have is it normally the Comic-Con where they show the trailer? Is that like last year? Did they show a Series 8 trailer?
That's right, yeah.
So is it possible they might get one this year? Or is it kind of already gone past that?
Maybe.
Yeah.
We might get one.
Yeah. Although last time they didn't show it in the UK, did they? Last time they kind of kept it to themselves, I think, right till the end.
Right to the end, yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing about Comic-Con. They normally, it's not like movie festivals or video game festivals. The big video gaming thing that happens, E3. What happens is all the big companies like Sony and Microsoft, they do their big press conferences the night before and all their big reveals and everything, and the rest of the week is really quiet. Nothing really happens. But with Comic-Con, they have stuff like big reveals and stuff happening right up until like the last day. So it's pretty cool, actually. I'd love to go. It's like a bucket list thing.
Yeah, I'd love to do it. Yeah. If any of our listeners are there, give us a tweet or something. Let us know how it was, because I would imagine it's awesome.
Yeah. Everything's awesome.
I did think that. Can't say that word without thinking of that now.
Yeah. Talking of Comic-Con stuff, our very own London Comic-Con has seemed to have stepped up a gear.
Yeah, the June one, July one, sorry.
Yeah, the London Film and Comic-Con by Showmasters. And it's got me really excited, but also quite petrified at the same time.
How so?
How so? Because normally at these things, they have a headline guest or a couple of headline guests, don't they? But this year they seem to have just gone to town on it. So I remember a few months ago they announced that Michael J. Fox was going to be there.
That's right.
Which is quite cool. And Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future, yep. But now Sigourney Weaver's there as well.
Yeah, I was surprised when I saw that as well.
Yeah, which is very cool. So they've got these big Hollywood stars, or Bill Paxton's there, Neve Campbell, loads of other people, loads of people from the original Back to the Future series as well.
And you can get your picture taken in the DeLorean with Michael J. Fox as well, can't you?
Yeah.
I saw, which is just wow. I'd love to have that on my wall.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. But there are some extra Doctor Who people there which weren't there before. So Catherine Tate's there.
Oh, yeah.
Which is great stuff.
Forgotten about that, yeah.
Yeah. David Bradley.
Yes, I'd love to meet him. He's only there on the Saturday, isn't he?
Yeah.
Which is a real shame. Yeah, I'd love to meet him.
That's definitely a one for me, I think, David Bradley. Sylvester McCoy's now there, because it was just Colin Baker before.
Yeah.
And there's another dude as well. Another dude from Who. Can't remember.
But I noticed, because with these, I normally just turn up on the day, but I did note that they've said that the tickets for the Saturday have already sold out.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's... is that usual? Because I don't know, maybe I've always gone on the Sunday, but I tend to just rock up there on the day and walk in. But I know this one, maybe it's because of all these guests, but I know they did announce that the Saturday and possibly the Friday, I can't remember, 2 of the days have already sold out day tickets. So does that mean you can't turn up on the day? You're not going to get in, I assume.
Let me just have a look. Yeah, because it does say that Saturday and Sunday are sold out.
Yeah. Oh, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
It says, well, apparently for the first time, it's a sellout weekend.
Oh,
So
right, okay.
Only Friday tickets are available now.
Yeah, because I was just, I know it might sound silly, but I was thinking, does it mean, are they talking about like photo and autograph tickets? Or do they mean no, entry tickets are sold out? I'm assuming it means entry ones.
Entry tickets, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So that's what I was going to come on to, which petrifies me, because they haven't changed the venue. So it's still at the London Olympia. And I don't know if you guys have been to the Olympia before, but it was absolutely rammed packed solid when it wasn't sold out.
Yeah, yes.
So it's going to be really, really cramped and horrible.
Oh, yeah, it will be.
And it'll be hot as well. So if you guys are going, then I would suggest getting there relatively early and try and have a bit of a plan about what you want to get around and see, because I think it's going to be a bit of a jam sandwich, that one.
It's going to be a bit of a squeeze. And also, if the weather's like it is today, whew,
yeah,
scorching in there.
Oh, yeah.
I would have loved to have gone on the Saturday, because I wanted to meet Dave Bradley. I was planning to do, but obviously they've all sold out now, which kind of puts an end to that anyway. But yeah, I would have loved to have gone up. I mean, when I went to the one they did it at Earl's Court 2 last time.
That's right. Yep.
Last year, and I went to that one, and it was really empty. But that was on the Sunday, so it was a totally different experience. And I guess I kind of naively thought this one might be the same, but oh no.
Oh no.
How wrong was I?
We do have to. We can't really moan though. We can't sit on a podcast like we've done previously and moan that we don't have all these big Comic-Con events and stuff like that in the UK. And then when they happen, they sell out. We're like, oh, what? So you have to take the rough with the smooth.
Sigourney Weaver would be a good one. How much? I think she's about £95. Is it for an autograph?
Yeah. It's not cheap.
Yeah, it's not cheap. No.
Yeah.
It would be a good one to have on the wall, wouldn't it?
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's another couple of people from Doctor Who as well, and I can't see who they are. I think they're just some of the supporting cast who've been on it before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a really good one, I think. So maybe I can. I know that my boss at work doesn't listen to this, so safe to say I could swing a little A little cheeky sick day on a Friday.
Yeah, all on a Friday. Yeah.
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 So on Thursday, I'm not feeling great.
Yeah, cool.
Might
Do
not,
it.
Yeah.
I want to see a picture of you in the DeLorean with Marty.
Splashed all over Facebook so my work colleagues can see it and drop me in it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. McFly.
Yeah. Don't try and con me, Biff.
Do it.
Do it. So yeah, if you guys are going, take plenty of snaps for us because we're clearly not going now. It's sold out.
No.
And I've never pre-booked tickets before either. So I've just rocked up and paid on the door. So
No, that's the same here. That's what I mean. I always just rock up on day because I'm never sure if I can make these things. So I tend to be very last minute. I think, right, I'm off,
Yeah.
and I'll just turn up. So yeah, I'm kind of glad that they've announced it because there is a chance I would have just gone on the Sunday and been a bit gutted. Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh.
Cool. Rightio, shall we crack on with news?
Yeah. Let's get it landed.
Nobody got in contact, by the way, to let us know what's different about that TARDIS sound.
No, wow. Apart from
What did they?
Yeah, Yanto Williams.
Oh, on Facebook.
He did.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, he did have a guess, but I can't remember what he said now. He was nowhere near it. I think Yanto Williams did have a go, but he didn't get it right.
Okay. One more week then.
Oh right, okay. I was just about to say, all right, yeah, we'll give it another week. So yeah,
One more week. What's different about that TARDIS sound than it was before? If you go back
Yanto, you're not allowed to enter because I did give in and tell him.
Oh, I see, yeah.
So he's not allowed to enter, Yanto.
Yeah. So you're yes, you can't enter.
Disqualified.
Again. Disqualified for being wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go back to whatever episode before we changed all the cool new intro stuff, and whatever episodes it was before that, listen to the news section and that sound, and let us know. So anyway, news. First bit of news, which is really cool. I'm really getting into this. Is the Lego Dimensions thing.
Yeah.
Which looks great. Now, before, because we mentioned this when it was released a few episodes ago, that Doctor Who was going to be in the new Lego game, which is cool in itself. And all of the promos and videos that have come out up to now have only showed Peter Capaldi as the Doctor. And we haven't seen much else. But there is a new video that's just landed, which I'm assuming is part of the whole Comic-Con thing.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah, because they've got a whole massive Lego stand at Comic-Con, and there's a little Doctor Who section there for the Dimensions thing. So those of you who don't know as yet, there's a new Lego game coming later on in the year called Lego Dimensions, and it's a very similar vibe to other games that you've seen where you have a physical figure. So things like Disney Infinity or the Skylanders thing, where you have a little toy figure, you place it on a mat, and then that character appears in the game for you, which is very cool. And I think that's the thing with Dimensions. I think you have to have all the little figures physically to place them on the little mat that's connected to your console, and then they appear in the game. Or you might be able to just grab characters within the game without the figure. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, that's the vibe. So up to now, we've seen the 12th Doctor's character in the game. So when I watched this video, I think it was yesterday or the day before, there's this really funny setup where Gandalf from Lord of the Rings, Batman, and is it Lucy from the Lego movie?
Yeah, it's Lucy, yeah. I couldn't think of her name, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Lucy.
And they're all kind of bundled around the Doctor, and they're, trying to figure out what's going on. And they all get shoved inside the TARDIS. And it's the first time that we've seen the TARDIS interior in the Lego game.
It looks great.
It looks freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It looks really good. And then not only that, the video plays through, and the Doctor goes through his whole regeneration cycle towards the end.
I'll tell you, I watched this video this morning when you sent me the link. I just couldn't believe how blimmin', I'm going to say the word, awesome it is. it's absolutely brilliant, and it really, really has got me excited for this, actually.
Yeah.
It's such a good little video, isn't it?
It's really, really good. And the thing with it is a lot of the focus around the whole sci-fi element of this new Lego game, because it mixes franchises and characters from all different movies in one game. That's the whole point of it. You can play as any character from any franchise that Lego support. And a lot of the focus is actually on Doctor Who.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the sci-fi stuff and that part of the game is all around Who. So that's awesome. Oh my God. So that's great that that Doctor Who is really getting sort of brought almost to the forefront of this stuff now. It's like it's taken off massively in the US and across Europe and stuff in terms of TV, but now video games are also starting to see the potential of Doctor Who. So fingers crossed we might get a dedicated Lego Doctor Who video game. That might be cool. But otherwise, yeah, look out for more Dimension stuff. We'll post it up on the Facebook page, or we'll let you know on a future episode. But it's looking really, really, really good, and it's out September.
So yeah, not too long, is it? I was just about to say when's it out. Yeah, I'm definitely up for this.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't know what the price will be. I know they can be a bit on the pricey side, aren't they? But it's a must-have, I think, this one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really cool to play as the Doctor in the Lego game.
Yeah,
it's going to be awesome.
I love the fact it's got the, like you said, the regeneration thing. Like 12 regenerates back into 1, and then back and forth, isn't it? And it said in the little description something about a jukebox in the TARDIS where you can play all the Doctor Who themes, which I thought was a great little idea. So there's some really nice thought gone into it. I know you'll be going straight up and putting on the 7th Doctor theme. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, very big.
Yeah, and it also says that the TARDIS and K9, you'll be pleased to know, mate.
Oh yes,
can be bought as physical Lego kits.
Obviously, I will be buying it because I can never have enough K9s.
Affirmative.
Yeah, no, that's great. I can't wait for that. And yeah, September's not that far away, so it's gonna be. We'll say it once more. Awesome. Everything is awesome. In other news, we've had a bit of a Hitchhiker's feel, a bit of a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy vibe coming through for Series 9.
Yeah.
You seen this picture of these 3 little blue bottles?
Yep.
And somebody zoomed in on one. I'm just going to get the little quote up because one of them's got written on it something. Oh, I've lost it. I had it right in front of me and I've lost it. Something about life, the universe, and everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Answer to the question of life, the universe, and everything in the galaxy, and then there's sort of some strange Gallifreyan symbols.
That's right.
And then the words Part 10. So yes, it's quite interesting because there's a lot of things been read into this already. I mean, they could just be in the background. It might mean absolutely nothing, and they're just a little prop. But it could also mean lots of things because obviously the answer to life, the universe, everything is 42, which was the David Tennant episode, and he is the 10th Doctor, and it's saying Part 10. So I don't know. It could mean a lot of things, and also I think it is in episode 10, isn't it? So
yes, yeah. And I love stuff like this. I especially when it references something really cool like Hitchhiker's Guide, because as we know, Douglas Adams wrote for Doctor Who back in the classic years, and I think it's quite cool that they've dropped these little can we call them Easter eggs?
Yeah,
I guess that they've dropped these little Easter eggs in because you don't really see much of it in Doctor Who. The only thing that you see in terms of reference to things or Easter eggs to things is normally its own thing. So in modern Who, they kind of drop things in that happened from classic Who. You know what I mean? They don't really externally reference anything else in the world. Sometimes. Maybe, possibly.
yeah.
So I think it's cool that they've these little references. Like you say, they could mean absolutely nothing at all. They're just little tiny touches that maybe the producers or the set designers just wanted to throw in just for the hell of it. But I think it's very cool.
Yeah, I think it's good. I have a feeling it's just I don't think it's going to be anything major. But like you, I agree. It's a really nice little a little touch. I think maybe it's hinting there's going to be a bit of a Douglas Adams vibe to that episode or something. Perhaps they're just giving it a bit of a, like you said, a bit of a hark back to that. So yeah, but we shall see. But yeah, it's nice touch.
Maybe a bit of humour in Part 10. Maybe some dry deadpan
humour. Very dry humour. Yeah.
So that's going to be cool. Last up in the news, we've got some intriguing, possibly cryptic images that have been appearing on the official Instagram Doctor Who account of late. And some of them raise more questions than anything else, and some of them I think are just very cool to look at, because the BBC have released a couple of official pictures over the last couple of weeks of Capaldi next to the TARDIS in a mist-filled quarry or a desert somewhere,
Yeah.
a dry desert. So that was a few months ago, and then we've had some since then. They've been putting some Instagram pics up of really cryptic things. It started off with just the TARDIS in a quarry, it looks like, or on the beach or something. But then they started posting things like really blurred out photos, like somebody getting like monster makeup applied, and things like that. And then we've got Kate Stewart, and then we've got these strange alien symbols that they look like they're inside the TARDIS, but the way it's lit and stuff, but it's not really sure.
I like that. That's one of the ones I like the best, actually. This sort of black disc with these white symbols on.
Yeah.
I think it looks really cool. So it kind of reminds me of something out of Kroll or something. It just looks really, really like, retro, but very, very cool.
Yeah. And it's not Gallifreyan. It's nothing like that. It's definitely an alien thing. And then the one below it looks very Predator-ish,
Yes.
if you know what I mean. The red stuff with all those symbols.
Yeah, now you say it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if we're going to... one of the photos looks like... one of the actors is having some makeup, like a synthetic mask applied by the look of it and stuff. And it's probably not, but it looks like the Sycorax.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The photo where you've got it's like a bit of broken glass and there's a costume in the foreground. In the background, you can it's a blurry, the background's very blurred, but you can see that the shape of this alien's head and the makeup that's being applied, it looks just like the Sycorax. And I'm not sure if these alien symbols might be like their ship console. Or, I don't know.
A big red button.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture now, actually. Do you know, I really hope you're right. And what makes you think you could be in with a good chance of being right is the fact that they're bringing the Sycorax back to Big Finish.
Yeah.
And the BBC do tend to work quite well with Big Finish now, don't they? They're sort of, if there's something coming up, they do tend to work together a lot more than they used to. So that might make sense. So you could be right there, mate. You could be onto something.
Yeah, it definitely does look like that, even though it's very blurry. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's some other stuff as well. So we've got a big chest of treasure and gold.
Could that tie in with our review episode? Are they coming back?
It very well could do. Yeah.
Hopefully not, but yeah.
And then we've got some spooky looking things. We've got, what was that episode where the Doctor and Clara are in a big haunted house? Was it called Listen? Was it Listen? No, what was the one before that in series 7? Where
That's Hyde.
Hyde. Oh, no. Was it Hyde? With the, yes, you could be right. Or I could be getting completely confused. It had that Scottish guy. He was like a paranormal investigator guy.
Yeah, I think that is Hyde.
Is it Hyde?
Yeah.
Yes, you are
so.
right. Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this looks just like it. So there's a photo of like a candle with some cobwebs around it, and then there's an external shot of this big old creepy looking mansion house.
That reminds me of the house in Seeds of Death, actually. You know, the Tom Baker one, a little bit.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
Yes, it does. So I think we could be in for a ghostly, paranormal-looking episode. Then we've got a load of scrolls, and then we've got Osgood.
Like the way you just scroll past the scrolls. Yeah, I thought I did the same. Yeah, they're not interesting. Scrolls.
Scroll. And then Osgood. And we've got a big top-secret splat covering up something on the table in front of her.
What do you reckon that is?
I don't know, because you can't see anything else on the desk other than a notepad and a phone by the look of it. So that's interesting, what's in front of her. So, and then we have the 3 bottles with the Gallifreyan signs and Part 10 and so on. And then we've got these little Cyberman pods, which I don't think they are, but they
Yeah, what are these? I was intrigued by these because, the first thing you think of when you see them is Cybermen pods.
Yeah.
Then I was thinking like the Death in Heaven, like those pods. I don't know. They're a bit odd, aren't they? Could they be Cybermat pods? I don't know. They look small, but it could just be the way the photo's taken. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I'm not sure because I think that because it's part of a set because you've got all like the MDF and everything and cables running around. I think maybe these are. I think this is a bit of a tricky, almost the equivalent of a trick question because I think this has more to do with what's on the other side of this wall rather than these things. They look like Cybermen pods, but
I'm going to throw something out there. I'm going to say Ice Warriors. Something about that says Ice Warriors to me. I'm thinking the side of a boat, a sub, or something. I don't know. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm just gonna put that out there.
They look. I'll tell you what they do look like, mate. They look like aeroplane windows.
Ah,
Don't
yeah,
they?
yeah. No, yes, they do. That's now you said it. Yeah. I
Yeah.
reckon you could be onto something. Yeah.
Looking from the
Good
other
shout.
side.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, that's right. Oh no, that doesn't mean we're going to get awful flying Cybermen again, does it?
Oh no, yeah.
Oh no, we don't want any more going up in planes.
True.
But you know what? I think you could be onto something there. Yeah.
This is what we do, guys. We're investigators as well as podcasters.
You're very good at it. You've obviously been doing it a bit more than me.
You need anything solving? You want any pictures decrypting?
You're the man.
We'll take a look for you.
I so hope you're right about that Sycorax.
Yeah,
Really
that looks
do.
very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just if you don't have Instagram, I suggest you go and get it immediately. And there's two very important accounts you need to follow on there. The first one is obviously the official Doctor Who.
Oh yes.
And the second one is our account.
Yeah.
Go and follow both of them.
I only just followed the BBC one. It's I just naturally assumed I'd already got it, and then I kept seeing all these pictures, and I was thinking I never see these come up in my feed, and realised that somehow I wasn't following them. So I am now following the BBC official account.
They do put the odd picture on there, which is amazing, and you think, oh wow.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I like these little intriguing ones. It's good. It gets you because it's not giving you. It's not a great big spoiler. It's not giving you a monster. It's not giving you all the stuff. It's just enough to tease. And it's good.
Yeah, it's cool. And if you want to make sure you follow the official one, which is called BBC Doctor Who, all one word. There's no underscores or dashes or dots or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because there are quite a few accounts on there that look official, but they're actually not. So
Yeah.
yep.
Because I think that's why I wasn't. Yeah, that's why I thought I was following them already, and then I realised whatever it was I was following wasn't them.
You got duped.
Yeah. Because there's loads. You're right. Because there's loads of ones that are like Doctor Who official and all this that aren't the ones. So yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it? It's BBC.
BBC Doctor Who, all one word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's two
times.
pigeons. I don't know if you can hear this because it's quite loud, but there's two pigeons absolutely going mental outside my house. I don't know if you're picking this up on the mic. They are. I don't know what they're doing. There's some sort of pigeon war going on outside at the minute.
Well, while you're being entertained, do you want to tell us what we're going to review this week?
Yes, no pigeons in this episode, but plenty of pirates. It's the Curse of the Black Spot.
What kind of rubbish pirates are you?
One drop, that's all it takes. One drop of blood and she'll rise out of the ocean.
Come on, I barely even scratched him. What are you all in such a huff about?
Doctor, what's happening to me? She can smell the blood on your skin. She's marked you for death.
She?
A demon out there in the ocean.
Okay, groovy. So not just pirates today. We've managed to bagsy a ship where there's a demon popping in. Very efficient. I mean, if something's going to kill you, it's nice that it drops you a note to remind you.
Quickly now, block out the sound. What? The creature. She charms all her victims with that song.
Oh, great. So put my fingers in my ears. That's your plan. Doctor, come on, let's go. Let's get back to the, back to the...
The music. It's working on him, look.
You are so beautiful.
What?
Oh, no, I love your get-up. Oh, that's great. You should dress as a pirate more often. Huh?
Good old Rory.
Yeah.
Bring
I
the
like
mood up a
Rory.
bit. So, The Curse of the Black Spot. So, we chose this one because it just falls in line with our mission statement. I don't know if that's the right phrase. to bring you review episodes that are that divide opinion, I guess.
Yeah.
And this is another one that falls very nicely into that bucket. Now, The Curse of Black. So, right, let's give you a quick run. So this was back in 2011. This was a Stephen Thompson written episode, and I'm not sure about you, mate, but when I first, before I started watching this one, and I watched it as part of a like a back-to-back viewing when I got the Blu-ray box set of this series, and I must admit I was looking forward to watching it before I started watching it, because I think it was timed very well with the whole Pirates of the Caribbean thing that was going on at the time.
Yeah.
You know, it was there was like a rejuvenation of the whole pirates thing, wasn't there? Pirates were cool again.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And also because it was a Stephen Thompson thing, I thought, yes, this is going to be quite cool. If this was his first episode written for Doctor Who, but I'd seen a couple of his things before, because my other half watched this thing called The Whistleblowers, which was on ITV a couple of years before, and that was really, really, really good.
All right.
So I thought, okay, this is going to be quite cool. And then, okay, let's not go too negative straight away, because there are some really good things about this.
Mm-hmm.
So story-wise, really quickly.
Story-wise, yeah.
The TARDIS receives a distress signal from what they think is another spaceship. And it turns out, at first glance anyway, that instead of landing on a spaceship, they land on a pirate ship in the middle of the ocean on Earth. And what's happening at the time is the crew that they sort of run into seems to be very small, and then they find out very quickly that the reason why there's not much crew is because they're being seemingly vaporized and killed by this siren, which they think is a ghost or a mythical kind of thing. And the way that the siren appears is that if you get a scratch or a cut or a whatever, then you get this black spot appear on your hand, hence the title of the episode. And within no time at all, the siren appears and you're zapped from existence.
Yeah.
But then there's a little bit more to it. There's a bit more thing going on with the captain of the ship. He is his son is stowed away on the ship, so he's got a bit more responsibility. His crew's getting zapped here, there, and everywhere. And now these strangers appear on the ship. They're getting zapped as well. And it transpires, as the story goes on, that this siren creature is not an evil creature that's just killing everyone. She's just some kind of automated nurse, or this digital nurse, if you like, that just automatically takes care of somebody regardless of what their injury or illness is. She's kind of on autopilot, so she has no choice but to zap them to this medical unit, which is apparently on a spaceship, which is part of a alternate universe which is being crossed over.
That's it, yeah.
So there's two universes. One is the guys on the pirate ship. The other one is this alien ship that's been the crew have long since deceased, but they've swapped over in parallel.
Yeah.
So she's zapping these crew members from the pirate ship out of that universe into the universe, which is this futuristic ship with this sickbay. And embroiled in all this, very early on, Rory gets the black spot of death. So he's on borrowed time, it looks like. And while all this is going on, the Doctor is figuring everything out.
Yeah.
He's very investigatory through this episode. He's trying to figure out what the siren is. He's trying to figure out why this is going on, how she appears, where do the people go, etc.
Yeah. Nicely summed up.
And I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I have to say, I shared your enthusiasm. Before this aired, I remember sort of seeing the clips from it, and I liked the sort of the look of it. I thought, oh, on a pirate ship and on location, and I was excited for this one before it aired as well.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
It didn't quite live up to it. Yeah, I guess I another reason I was excited is because my uncle, who lived in Cornwall at the time, I went to stay with him about 2 weeks before it aired. I was really hoping it was going to be on when we were down there because he was about 10 minutes from that boat. So he took us down to see the boat in Cornwall. And oh gosh, I've forgotten the name of the place. I don't know if it's still there, but yeah, I saw the actual boat, and so I was really excited. I thought, oh, I've seen the boat. I can't wait to watch this episode. It's got some good ideas, I think, hasn't it? It's another one, isn't it? It's another one that's got some cracking ideas. For a start, obviously you think this siren thing is initially, you think as soon as they get the black spot, it's actually killing them. It's taking them away. So I do like the fact turns out it's actually saving them. I remember at the time thinking, oh, that's a nice twist. But the problem with that is once you know that. So like when I watched this again the other day, all the way through the episode, you already know the sort of outcome. So it's kind of it doesn't have much sort of repeat viewing, if you know what I mean. It's just like, because you already know it all the way through. I was thinking, yeah, they're all running about. She's coming, but I already know that actually she's good. So I think it works. It's a sort of story that works once, but watching it again, it doesn't have much in it.
Yeah, it's one of those isolated episodes where you're absolutely right. It's once you've watched it once, you're not in any hurry to go back and stick it on again. And I think that's one of the things that I don't know, would you say that Series 6 was maybe one of the weakest since Moffat took over? Or
definitely. No, I'm not a fan of Series 6 much. I mean, I think there are. I don't dislike it as much as some people because I think there's some really good stuff in there. Actually, I think, funny enough, I think one of the main problems with Series 6 is a lot of the great ideas are ones like this that once you know that, a bit like the whole thing with the Doctor dying. Yeah. Once when you go back and watch this series all the way through, you know exactly what's coming in terms of that twist. So it kind of makes a lot of what you're watching pointless, if you know what I mean. And I think that's one of the problems with Series 6. And yeah, this episode's quite a good example of that because, you just know all the way through that she's good and there's no peril or danger. So, yeah.
That's it, yeah. And I think that's probably one of the biggest, well, for me anyway, it's one of the biggest issues I have with Series 6 is that it's full of episodes that... it could have been a cracking series because I really like Series 5.
Yeah, I do.
I think Matt Smith is... And it's weird because even though Matt Smith really just nailed it from the off for Series 5, I think he really does hit his stride with Series 6. I think he really does start to just take on that whole, ethos and the role of the Doctor. I think he just does it so naturally at this point.
Yeah.
It's really good. And it's just a real shame because it's not terrible. It's not like it's not, it's one of those things where people just constantly bitch and moan about Series 6 all day long. It's not that bad. But, this episode and a few others in particular is just one of those examples where you think, oh, it could have been so good. I mean, the whole pirates thing, because I love a good pirate story.
Yeah.
Going back to the Goonies.
Oh, yes.
The Goonies, they did pirates, and there's not even many pirates in it.
No.
And it's a great pirate story. And then the Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm not sure on a few of them, especially the first one. That's a really good example of a great, fun, entertaining pirate story. With this one, I just don't think there's enough pirates in it for long enough. And the pirates that we do see are very... You know, in the past where we've looked at certain characters, especially in Classic Who and the supporting cast, where we've mentioned things like they're playing it very pantomime and they're playing it very over the top and all that sort of stuff. In a way, I was kind of hoping that we would have some of that in this one.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, they
could have done with a little bit more humour to it.
Yeah, they could have done with a bit of OTT, some pirates doing their typical. There's not a parrot in sight. There's no wooden legs. And I think if you're going to go and do a typical or a stereotypical pirate story, at least try and throw some of those things in there to make it fun, because of the whole Johnny Depp and Pirates of the Caribbean thing at this time, you would have thought they would have tried to appeal to as many people, youngsters alike. But to me, I just found this a bit boring.
Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right, actually. Yeah, you're absolutely right, because what humour there is in this falls really, really flat. And most of the humour is reliant on Amy being jealous of the siren, which is just, as I say, it falls flat as a pancake, doesn't it?
It does.
Even Rory's lines in this just don't, to be honest with you, the cast don't seem to be really delivering in this one for me. Even Matt's okay in it, but even he, I mean, normally, even in an episode that's below par, for me, Matt Smith normally brings it up a bit. But even in this one, I found him very substandard, to be honest with you. He's doing lots of annoying things with his hands as well. You know, he does that thing, just irritates me.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you know what? I think you've hit the nail on the head. Actually, it's there isn't a lot of fun in it, and you're right. They could have had a lot more fun with it. It didn't need to be completely hammed up. But yeah, you're right. It could have had a bit more in there. Because that's the thing. Hugh Bonneville plays like the lead pirate guy, doesn't he?
That's right. Yeah.
And he plays it very straight. Everyone in this is taking it very seriously, aren't they? And I actually do think he's quite good in it, I have to be honest. I think he gives a good performance. But yeah, you are right. He's playing it really, really deadpan straight, serious. Yeah.
And it's on the other hand, you can kind of see where they were going with it. They wanted to create an episode full of suspense and foreboding, because it's that classic old thing about them being chased or hunted by something.
Yeah.
So there's this build up throughout the episode where is Rory going to, bite the dust? Is, what's going to happen and that sort of thing. So you can see what they did from that point of view. We're creating this suspense and this kind of sense of, it's always horrible when something is after you and you can't, there's only limited escape routes because they're on a ship. They can't go anywhere. So it's kind of cool from that vibe. But it just made the whole thing very dark and quite boring. And
it's very repetitive, isn't it? It's like I kept thinking the same thing just keeps happening over and over again. There's not a lot of content to it to hold your attention, I think. Like you said, if you've had a bit of humour and a bit of fun in the middle, it probably would have made it flow better. But yeah, all we keep getting is people getting the marked, and then she's coming, and we sort of just get that over and over again until they find out that they're going to the hospital. So yeah, there's not a lot of content in there. I do like the idea of the fact that, that's quite a nice idea that you get marked for, well, you're not getting marked for death, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's quite a nice little idea, yeah. Because like you said, that brings an element of danger to it, a bit of excitement, but yeah, not enough to sustain the 45 minutes.
Certainly not enough. And for me, it's just the pirates thing. I was just wanting loads more pirates doing piratey things and interacting with the Doctor and Amy and Rory a lot more and all that stuff. But and the actors that they had as the pirates, I mean, for the first 10-15 minutes, they don't act like pirates at all. They just follow the Doctor and the Captain around, completely silent for some of it. And when something happens, there's not much emotion going on. It's just I'm not sure if it's down to Jeremy Webb, the director, whether he just wasn't getting the best out of them on this particular occasion, or if they were just going through the motions. I'm not sure, but
I think they're trying too hard not to be cliche, is what it is. I think they're trying to play it too straight.
Yes,
rather than,
you're right.
I think, do you know what I mean? I think that's what it is. I think they've thought, no, we don't want to go in there. Like you said, if we don't want to do the sort of cliche wooden leg and that, but they've gone a bit too far of it. So what you actually get is, pirates that may as well just be builders. It's just
Yeah, yeah.
they're not piratey enough. So yeah, but I think that's what it is, perhaps, that they were trying to be a bit too serious with it.
Yeah. So Hugh Bonneville, he was quite cool. A little bit
Yeah.
dry, a little bit not really having too much fun with it, but
he acts it well, I think.
He does
I do
act
think
it
he's
well,
he's
yeah.
quite a good actor, I think.
he's very good. Yeah. I mean,
We've got
acting.
another guy in there who's a good actor, but he's very underused, and I'm not sure what his name is. I always think of him as the guy out of Press Gang, but probably a lot of our listeners are too young to remember that. But do you know the guy I mean?
From Press Gang.
He's been in quite a few things, but he's quite a good actor as well. He's like the guy. Well, he's like the other pirate that gets to do a bit of talking. He's locked in the room with the kid. That guy.
Oh yes,
He's quite good. He's quite a good actor, he is, but he doesn't really do much in this.
Yes, I think the guy you're talking about, was he in EastEnders for a while?
I think he might have been. Yeah, is it Lee Ross? I'm looking at the list here. It might be
Yeah,
Lee Ross.
think
Yeah, so
so.
he's quite a good actor as well. So you got quite a good cast here. You got Hugh Bonneville. You got Lee Ross. That's some good guys. And Lily Cole as the siren. Okay, she doesn't really need to do much, but I do think she's a good casting because I think she looks the part. When she's doing when they sort of do the CGI of her being crazy, scary
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
She looks the part, and she doesn't have to sort of deliver any amazing acting, does she? Because she doesn't really get any lines. So, the cast is there. You got a good cast. I just don't think, like you said, don't think they got the best out of them.
Yeah, and I think you're right as well, where they didn't want to appear to be throwing cliches around all the time, but I think they played it too safe.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
if you're going to say something about this episode, they've played it too safe and subsequently made it too dull, unfortunately.
Yeah, there was quite a decent bit at the beginning where Amy gets the pirate gear on and she has a little swashbuckling moment. That was
That's good. Yeah, I like that bit.
And other than that, they didn't really have a lot to do. Rory plays the bits quite well, where the siren's singing and he's kind of gone up in the clouds, and he was reasonably funny, but he's been a lot funnier.
Yeah,
It was
that's
okay.
I was going to say. I mean, they have tried to inject a couple of lines in it in terms of humour, and unfortunately they don't come across. I mean, I think Amy just comes across as really annoying. Actually,
Right.
the whole jealousy thing was just stupid. But I normally love Rory. I mean, Rory normally delivers can deliver a deadpan line, and it's really good. But it kind of gets a bit lost in this,
Yeah.
I think.
No, you're right, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just sort of having a look at my other notes. I mean, I made a few sort of remarks about this, but overall, I just think it's got some. I guess another one. It's got some good ideas. They just don't use those ideas enough because it's a pretty sort of. I think once you've seen it once, it's just a pretty boring watch. Like you said, it's not one you're going to go back to.
Yeah.
There's nothing in it that really. There's not even really a standout moment in it, is there? There's not one, because sometimes you get an episode, it's a bit dull, but there's a bit in it you like, or there's someone in it that's good. Like I say, that's normally Matt. I don't know about you, but I found Matt going through the motions a bit in this. He really didn't seem to be on top form in this one for me.
Yeah. Sorry, I think one of the, just before I go on to Matt, I think the only standout moment for me is at the end when they're bringing Rory back to life. That's kind of borderline, a bit emotional. Could have gone a bit sideways, but that wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But yes, Mr. Smith. Lots of hand rubbing and point. Yes. Lots of clicking and rubbing hands and pointing, and he's very in that mode, isn't he, in this one?
Yep. Spot on. Yeah.
Which is, I don't really mind. I think that's quite cool. That's one of the cool things about Matt Smith. And don't they pick up on it in The Day the Doctor isn't? Is it
John Hurt?
John Hurt references that he's. Do you always wave your hands or something when you?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's very much his trademark, kind of as his version of the Doctor, and I don't mind it too much. I thought that was quite cool. Are you not a fan of it then, especially in this one?
It doesn't normally bug me, but so much. I don't know. In this, I think it's because I found that he wasn't really doing a lot in this one, Matt. Apart from that, he's like you said, he's doing a lot of rubbing hands, trying to work it out, but he's not really giving that sort of great performance that I know that he can deliver. Right. But to be honest with you, it's not really Matt's fault, because it's more the fact he hasn't got anything good in the script to say. Like I did, one of my notes was the scripts in terms of the dialogue is really terrible. Mm-hmm. It really is. I mean, there's there was a couple of lines. I really should have written them down. There's one that Matt says, and I'm trying to think what it is. And normally he can deliver a line, but it is so sort of out of character. It's almost as if what was the writer called?
Steve Thompson.
Steve Thompson, yeah. It's almost as if he didn't really know how to write the three main leads, because all of them just don't seem to be really gelling in this.
Yeah.
And also, but the other problem with Series 6 was we got lots of all the episodes we had that sort of all the arc, didn't we? All the episodes kind of tie in with each other. So there's that bit where Amy sees Madam, whatever her name is, with the eye patch.
Kavarian,
that's it. So you get all these little bits that fit into the episode of Series 6. But if you're watching it as a standalone episode, you're a bit like, well, what's that about?
Yeah, true.
So that's another issue with Series 6 is that a lot of the episodes weren't particularly standalone episodes.
Stephen Moffat loved that. He loves that stuff, though, doesn't he?
He does.
Very long story arcs that pop in and out of each other.
Mm.
So yeah, Matt, he was good. Don't get me wrong. I think he was good, as he normally is. He's a great Doctor. But I agree with you. I didn't think he had enough to get his teeth into to really cut loose with it. I think he is restricted quite a bit by, because there wasn't very many scenes where people talk for that long.
No,
they're just very short and choppy little bits in each scene, and there wasn't really any character building because nobody's on screen long enough or can talk for long enough, apart from the odd little scene.
Actually, yeah, that's one of the things I was thinking of when you were talking about the characters earlier, about sort of not being very developed. Yeah, it's one of the things I thought as well, because you don't really care too much for the characters.
No.
In this one, and I was thinking that earlier when you said it, because it's a bit like the storyline with Hugh Bonneville and his son. They're trying to inject a sort of bit of emotional stuff in there, but the problem is you don't really sort of get to know them well enough to really care in a way, do you?
That's right.
And the same with the other characters. Like you said, they're not fleshed out enough for you to really sort of give a damn about them, really. Because it's at the end when they're in the sort of parallel boat pirate ship.
Yeah.
It's almost a bit cringy, cheesy, isn't it? Rather, they should sort of be quite a sort of powerful ending with them floating off. It's quite a nice sort of twist round that they're now in charge of that boat.
Yes.
But to me, I just sort of found myself thinking, oh God, didn't really have much impact on me, to be honest.
It's kind of weird, and in one part of me thinks that when you see a bunch of pirates like that on a spaceship that are going off into space, you think, wow, they're going to have loads of cool adventures out in space now. But because of how this episode went, I probably thought, well, they're probably just going to sit down for a bit and just wait it out and do whatever. I couldn't see them going on a really big swashbuckling adventure to go and pillage other spaceships and rob for gold and all that stuff. It just didn't seem right based on these characters and how they've been written. So
no, and also it's a bit sparse on that spaceship, isn't it? There's no I didn't see any food or
true.
Yeah, just a lot of white sheets and tables and pipes and stuff. Yeah,
that's it.
I also didn't quite get why, like when the people are on the tables, obviously they're being cured and stuff, but like some of them only had a cut on the hand. And I'm thinking, why are they all lying down dead? Like,
right, it's because they're sedated. Something? Yeah, they're being sedated. Yeah,
but they can't come off the tube. Or does it depend?
They can, but not by themselves.
Right.
They can't just get up. Someone has to do that.
Right, yeah, because that was the other bit I didn't quite get, but yeah.
Yeah. And I think this episode, before we get on to our review quickly, I think this episode was anticipated really highly because it did get 6.2 million viewers.
Did it?
And it was the second largest audience of that night. It was beaten by Britain's Got Talent on ITV. And it puts it in the appreciation index in the excellent category, because it went on to do another million or so on iPlayer. So overall, it was 7.8 million viewers in total. So I think a lot of people were like, yeah, this is going to be a really cool pirate episode. But I think maybe the next morning it's like that hangover where you kind of think, oh, why did I do that?
Why did I do that? Yeah.
So our reviewage. Whose turn is it to go first? Might be me.
Yeah, you go first.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go straight in with a 4.
Okay. Yep. I'm going to be very close to you there because I think I went 4.5.
Okay, right.
Yeah, not sure what the 0.5 is for, but I don't know. I don't think it's the worst episode, but it's certainly not one that I will go back to anytime soon. Yeah, it's not dreadful.
Yeah.
It's not one that I sit there and groan all the way through. It's more one that I sit there and just feel bored, basically. So it's not dreadful, but it just ain't got a lot going for it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, mate. What did our listeners think?
Yes, what did they think?
A couple of peeps on Twitter. Matt from Who Had X Reviews, he didn't really have a comment on the episode, but he did say New Earth, Time and the Rani, Time Lash, and now Curse of the Black Spot in the last 5 weeks. How have you both coped? That's a good question, Matt.
You wait till episode 50, mate. We've got a cracker coming up for episode 50.
And Cousins 2019, he had a couple of tweets to voice his opinion. One tweet wasn't enough.
It never is.
He says, hate Curse of the Black Spot. Haven't watched it since it aired. And if I remember, this is another one that Rory dies in. Yeah. And then he goes on to say, the worst episode in Doctor Who ever. Followed by many, many exclamation marks. And then, why did the pirates come back in A Good Man Goes to War?
See, I was trying to think. I don't remember that. Do you remember it? I'm sure they did. I'm not questioning, but someone else said that. And I was thinking, I don't remember seeing them again. But
I can't remember. I'm going to go and check that out after we've recorded, actually. But yeah,
it's so long since I've watched Good Man Goes to War, you see, that I'm not questioning that he's right. I'm sure he is. But yeah, I was interested when he said that because I was like, do they? I just don't remember seeing them again. But
yeah, he gave it a 0 out of 10.
Ooh, right, okay.
Yeah. And then on Facebook, Matt again from Who Addicts Reviews.
Oh,
Who Addicts Reviews. He starts off with sigh. This is neither a really good episode or a really bad one. It's a filler episode that's just there. Nothing special or significant or something I'd rush back to rewatch, but I will say with Pirates it had potential, but it left me very underwhelmed and disappointed in what could have been a really good story. 5 out of 10. Jay Kent, hi Jay.
Hi Jay.
I actually find this one all right. It's sort of a guilty pleasure of mine. The only thing I can say against it is the historical inaccuracies. Despite the singing blue woman and reflection portals, pirates didn't make people walk the plank, nor did they say yo ho ho. Needless to say, I have a soft, in brackets, black spot for this episode, 8 out of 10.
Love it.
Cheers, Jay. That's cool. Stu Gee, fun but insubstantial, nice ideas, but nothing more or less. Yanso Williams. Interesting idea, but could have been delivered better. I know lots of people don't like this one. I do. 8 out of 10. George Coppen. Hello, George.
Hi, George.
I liked the idea up until the end. And Hugh Bonneville was brilliant, but apart from that, pretty weak. 5 out of 10. Lewis Palmer. Horrible.
Oh.
Makes Time Lash look as good as Genesis of the Daleks.
Ooh,
Whoa.
Steady on.
Whoa. Let's back up there a bit.
Yeah, easy.
Good idea, but awful realisation. This is another reason why I'd rather fall through glass than be forced to watch a marathon of Series 6. 1 out of 10, Lewis.
Oh, dear.
Devin Baker. Really bad episode. Didn't have time to watch Time Lash for the podcast. Sorry, but this was a fail of a story. 2 out of 10. Matthew Gibson Duxbury. 3 out of 10. And that is being nice to it after having such a good 2-part opener. We get this, which is the probably with Series 6, you get some episodes where they're completely on their own, but then have to have some bits which fit in with the rest of the series. More so as an episode, it is slow and boring, which is amazing to me because it has pirates. And lastly, Paladin of Gallifrey. Such a cool name.
Yes.
I know there are some editing and continuity issues, but come on, who doesn't like pirates? Also, I always loved the idea of alien tech being the reason for superstition. Yeah, that's quite cool.
Yeah.
The only massive downside is Karen's performance during the drowning scene. I will never give up on you, Rory. Oh, wait, you're not breathing. Okay, I'll stop giving you CPR just when you need it most. Glad you're not my wife. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Cool. He's generous with the score there.
Yes, some great points there. Thank you very much.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a couple on Geeks. I had Jace House. He said he remembers liking the story. It's a good atmospheric story. And of course, Lily Cole is beautiful as the siren. Alex Pinfield, he says, Karen Gillan dressed as Amy Pond, dressed as a pirate, works for me. Ryan Anthony left almost an essay. So I'm just going to just sort of pick out a few bits because we know Ryan likes to give his full view on this, which I also love, Ryan, so thanks. It says, it's just simply boring rubbish, has a weak plot and lacks excitement. Matt Smith's portrayal of the Doctor is zany enough without him being with blooming pirates. He's giving it a 3.5 out of 10. Stuart Stockwin. Stuart says, guys, when's a decent episode going to be reviewed? Well, Stuart, you are going to love episode 50. This episode I sometimes enjoy somehow, but most of the time it's just a load of absolute, I'm not going to say the word. It feels like Stephen Thompson had an idea of the plot, but then kept deciding he wanted to change it as he was writing. The story was weak. The pirates didn't live up to any expectation. The only decent scene is the sword fighting scene, 3 out of 10. Adam Time Lord Fishwick, he says, not one of the best episodes, but not bad, I would say. Stephen McCullough, the brilliant Vote Saxon 07, he says, agree with any of the other negative comments here, just a very dull and empty episode. To be honest, this story should have been condensed into the first act because I want to see some space pirates, damn it. Oh, space pirates, wow. Thomas Andrew Evans, he says, the episode is pretty bland and I really struggled to stay focused while watching it. I actually remember falling asleep whilst watching it when first aired. However, it's still nowhere near as bad as The Wedding of River Song. 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Yanto Williams again. Hello, Yanto. He says, could be better, not quite The Wedding of River Song. Oh, I think he might be replying to Thomas there. Joe Walmsley, she says, yes, Bonneville, love that man. I do think he's pretty good in this, actually.
Yeah.
And finally, Ben Smith, he says, what a snooze fest. Every time I watch it, I have to try to keep awake. Hugh Bonneville does a great job with what he gets. The siren reveal is rubbish. Why can't a monster in New Who just be a monster? And I'm no doctor, but I'm sure Rory should have died. 3 out of 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, 3 out of 10.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's just a lackluster story, really, isn't it?
Yeah, we had a couple of decent scores from you guys, though. It's not hated.
No.
Completely. Which is good, because we shouldn't really be hating any episode of Doctor Who, really. They're all good.
As I said, they've all got their own little bits in it, haven't they?
They're all good-ish.
I wouldn't say I hate it. I'm trying to think, is there an episode I hate?
I don't think I hate any of them. I think...
Hate's a strong word, isn't it?
It's a very strong word, and we shouldn't use it for Doctor Who.
I think I used to say I hated Planet of the Dead, you know, the bus one.
Oh,
since
you did.
We reviewed, I did used to use that word hate, but I don't think I hate any episode. You know, I like the bus in that one. There's always something to like in it.
Remembrance.
Oh, you can't hate Remembrance.
I'm only joking.
One of the best stories ever, that is.
That was a joke there. Please don't go mad, everybody.
Plunk. Yeah.
It's not my fave, but I certainly don't hate it.
No.
Sure.
Survival? No, won't even go there.
Yeah, still don't hate it.
No.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Space Pirates, by the way. Now, that is one that could go in the hate. That's a really bad one.
Space Pirates, God.
Yeah, Second Doctor, yeah. But anyway, yeah, well, let's move away from the hate.
Let's move away from the hate. It wasn't all bad. It was okay.
No.
Cool. And I think we will wrap it up about there.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for episode 49. And thank you very much for your comments on our review episode. We love you guys when you do that.
Yeah, brilliant comments as usual.
Yes, you guys are awesome. You make us laugh and despair at the same time, which is awesome. What are we doing next, dude?
Well, so next week, all being well, we will have a special interview podcast with the lovely Daphne Ashbrook.
Yay.
So that'll be next week. And then following that, episode 50 will be a review of Love and Monsters. So we'll be putting a thing up for that to get your views on that one. I believe that's very much a Marmite episode, so I'm looking forward to seeing people's comments on that one.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the next 2 weeks. So Daphne Ashbrook next week, and then the following week for our 50th, we're doing Love and Monsters.
Love and Monsters, yeah, it's going to be a good one. I quite like those episodes where you know immediately that it's a Marmite.
Yeah. And I think I've watched Love and Monsters a couple of times, and my opinion on it seems to change every time I watch it. So I will be watching it again before we review it, and making lots of notes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that one.
Coolio. Trivia. So last week we asked you which floor on Satellite 5 was medical no emergency. And the answer was... Well, the answer is...
16.
16. Floor 16. Question for this week. When the Doctor first met Amy, where did he say the swimming pool was? When the Doctor first met Amy, where did he say the swimming pool was? Jump onto Twitter or Facebook and fire us your answers over. We'll read the correct ones out.
Who got the Satellite 5 one right?
I don't have them in front of me, I'm very sorry.
Did a few people get it?
A couple people got it, yeah.
Well done to those who knew.
Yes, I'll make more of an effort to have them ready for the trivia. So yeah, jump onto the website, www.bigblueboxpodcast.co.uk. From there, you can link off to Twitter and Facebook to give us a like and a follow, and you can also listen to all of the past episodes. Also, be sure to follow Adam and The Geek's Handbag. Just jump onto Facebook or YouTube and do a search for that. Loads and loads of cool stuff on there.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And until next week, have a fantastic time.
Yes.
And my name's Gary.
My name's Adam.
And until then,
Allons-y!